Hi, everyone, and welcome back for another Ask Us Anything Live with me, Kate R. for Intrepid English. So I'm the senior teacher with Intrepid English, and today's short lesson, we're going to look at some really useful linking words that show contrast. These linking words are however, despite, although, and whereas. These are essential for IELTS writing academic essays and, of course, professional English, because they help your sentences flow naturally and sound more sophisticated. If you are planning to do the IELTS writing or the IELTS academic test anytime soon, check out our YouTube channel, as every day this month we are adding short 5-minute videos with tips, advice, and examples to help you boost your score in the IELTS. So please join our IELTS writing challenge. Now, grab a notebook because you'll want to take some notes, and let's practice how to use these linking words to show contrast correctly, as I'll be giving examples and that you can start using right away. So let's start with however. We use however to show contrast between two sentences. So it's often when the second idea opposes or contrasts the first one. The structure for however is this: sentence 1, full stop, however, and then a comma. Then sentence 2. For example, the hotel was beautiful. However, the service was disappointing. So remember that however usually needs a comma after it, and it's more formal than but. Next, let's look at despite, and its synonym in spite of. These both mean but something happened, but they're followed by a noun or a gerund, not a full sentence. So the structure is despite or in spite of plus noun or verb ing form, which is the gerund. Or you can have despite or in spite of plus the fact that plus a clause. So for example, despite the rain, a noun, we went for a walk. Despite it raining, so the verb ing, the gerund, we went for a walk. Despite the fact that it was raining, we went for a walk. So the common mistake is saying, despite it was raining. You can't say that. You have to say, despite the fact it was raining, or despite it raining, so the ing, the verb ing. I'll give you another example. Despite being tired, she finished her work. Despite her tiredness, she finished work. Despite the fact she was tired, she finished her work. Now, let's move on to although, which is very similar to despite and in spite of, and it connects two contrasting ideas in the same sentence. However, with although, we can use a clause. So we have although plus the clause and then comma, main clause. Or we have main clause plus although plus the second clause. For example, although she studied hard, she didn't pass the exam. Although she was tired, comma, she stayed late at work. Or we can change it around. She didn't pass the exam, comma, although she studied hard. She stayed late at work, comma, although she was tired. So these are great for essay writing because they make your writing sound more fluent and connected. The final one is whereas. So we use whereas to compare two ideas, people, or situations that are different. The structure is whereas plus clause plus contrasting clause. So for example, whereas I enjoy big cities, my sister prefers the countryside. Some people love working from home, comma, whereas others find it isolating. So let's quickly recap. We have however, which connects two sentences and is more formal than but. Despite, in spite of, followed by a noun or a gerund. And we also have although, that is followed by a clause. So these are again linking two contrasting ideas in the same sentence. Then we have whereas, which compares two different ideas. So my best advice, my top tip, is try writing one example for each of these, either in the comments or in your notebook. And if you want to improve your writing for the IELTS or for work, don't miss our IELTS writing challenge happening all this month here on the Intrepid English YouTube channel. So thanks for joining, and I'll see you next week for another Ask Us Anything Live.